Hey everybody, this is the Short Story Ears. We're back with some exciting stories, and today I have wonderful Sayoko Baba and Norio Hayashi. Sayo is the producer at the Content Business Design Center in Dentsu, Japan, and Norio is the senior business producer at the Content Business Design Center in Dentsu, Japan. Whew,
There you go.
nailed it.
Ooh, you
Hi
nailed it.
guys.
Hi.
Beautiful. Well done.
Hello.
Hi.
First things first, tell us a bit about yourselves. What's your journey within Dentsu, and what is your job at Dentsu now?
Very short reference on my career at Dentsu. I entered Dentsu in 1982. So this is my 42nd year working in one company
Wow.
only. Okay. So on that note, it is also my last year at Dentsu. So I will be graduating from Dentsu at the end of September. So uh, bye, guys, in a sense.
That's the
um, I started my career doing in the TV media sales, but when the entertainment division was actually established in 1989, I moved there, and ever since, I've been working on all fronts of the entertainment business, from producing films, TV programs, documentaries, anime programs, concerts, merchandising business, and whether that would be in the international or domestic market. So, in other words, I probably know everything about something and something about everything in this entertainment business. My present role is to work with my colleagues, and Sayo is, of course, one of them, in finding new revenue streams from the domestic and global market utilizing our entertainment resources. So that's Norio. Sayo, over to you.
Yes, my name is Sayo. This is my 7th year at Dentsu. I started my career at a place called Global Business Center. We call it GBC here, which does businesses with all of our Dentsu locations around the world. And my role during that period was more bringing Japanese entertainment to the global market. So it was more of like exporting Japanese entertainment that Dentsu has already produced within our company to the overseas market, together with our Dentsu partners in different markets. Right now, I am in the same team as Norio, Content Business Design Center, and I am a little bit more focused on producing the content itself rather than exporting those contents. So I'm also working with Norio on different other projects that's more of like related to the global market, including this project, Azuki.
Sorry, but I can't but ask, when you say like your roles are sort of exporting Japanese entertainment, which is extremely exciting. Uh, how? What's your view on that? Like, is it an easy task to actually tackle exporting something so unique and so deeply rooted in a particular culture that is that needs to be kind of translated to people in the West and generally in other countries? So what's your view on that, because you have been within this industry for quite some years?
Hmm. I think it's a very good question. When I started, I think like Japanese entertainment, like anime, wasn't as big as what we feel right now. It's been like a global phenomenon after the COVID. So I think everyone knows
Mm.
about maybe at least one title of Japanese anime. But back then it was still like a very niche, entertainment
Right.
genre. So uh the markets that were interested in those Japanese animes or any other entertainment was quite limited to like Asian country that's a little bit more closer to Japan, knows have a similar cultural backgrounds. Uh, but I think the uniqueness of Japanese entertainment is that they have a very rich and high quality designs, art styles, stories, characters, which could be like relatable to anyone, even they're not really familiar with Japanese, cultures. So I think with right now, and we can get any information from digital platforms everywhere. I
Yeah.
feel like exporting those entertainment content are becoming much more, I would say, like a mainstream entertainment rather than you know it being a very niche content.
Right. And for someone who's not really, like, let's say, familiar with anime, what are the most important things, exciting facts, I don't know, whatever that could help to actually understand the genre better? Like, what would be your take on that?
This may be an overall general statement, but in Japan, there is a huge manga, or you would say comic book fan base. And unlike the Western culture, where comic books are considered to be more for kids, I would say, Japanese manga is for a much wider audience, I believe, which includes grown-up adults, whether they be male or female. So in Tokyo or wherever in Japan, you'll see many adults reading manga everywhere, on commuter trains, at the office, at home, etc., etc. Now these manga, I would say, are always new and on the forefront of the generation. So anime are produced, so you have manga comic books, right, that are always new and always, I mean, going with the actual, I would say, the way that the world is transforming. It's always on the forefront with new content as a comic book. And animes are produced out of these popular, always new manga. So they already have a proven storyline that already exists, which is a diverse, impactful, and a very entertaining, I would say, resource. And I'm sure that anyone can find some sort of anime that will be appealing to their taste. So not like the traditional, I would say, Harry Potters or anything that are old content. Manga always is on the forefront. They're always producing something that is always new. And I think that is a very unique aspect of Japanese manga and anime in Japan. And that's why I think it's so appealing. So anybody, I think, will be able to find some sort of an anime they will like because it has such a wide range of, I would say, different titles and appeal to different audiences.
Just a wild guess, you guys must be anime fans yourselves, huh?
Well, we lived in different generations, so
You're like, no.
what I used to watch and what she watches is obviously very different. But since we work together right now, I try to keep up with the popular anime just so that I can keep my conversation with my other colleagues vibrant and lively.
Hmm. So I'm personally not have been anime fan growing up, but right now I'm doing anime producers, and along with this journey of creating anime together with Azuki, I've learned so much what goes behind producing anime, what's something that's enjoyable from a wider audience, and kind of understanding the process and backgrounds behind creating anime, and then going back to watching old time great animes myself. It's I think anime became something that I could really
Yeah.
enjoy myself as well, because I now understand there's so much different varieties of anime shows. It could be like romance, it could be adventure, it could be like killing each other, whatever. Cyberpunk, it could be anything. So right now I enjoy watching anime myself, and I'm trying to keep up with with all the latest anime that comes out every season.
Now that you've mentioned Azuki, we can't avoid the topic, and I would really love to dig deeper together with you, because when I was reading about Azuki, with every sentence that I read, I was like, how on earth is this even possible? So for our listeners, like, this is one of the most recent, and I guess one of the most exciting anime partnerships that we announced. It's our partnership with Azuki. Now, shall we just take a moment to talk about Azuki itself? What is that? So, in my understanding, Azuki is a platform that is aiming to, in a way, decentralize anime creation. And well, it already sounds like incredibly cool, right? So it means that it is the community that creates and contributes to the IP, and it kind of creates this new model of community-driven entertainment, if you wish. And again, as I understand, there are like hundreds of sub communities within Azuki, and within each of those communities, anime fans can co create and then pass on their creations to a production company in the form of an NFT, right? So it's by no means is this a conventional approach to content creation. It's very community led, and it explores all the like wonders that are there in the world of Web3 and NFTs. So my question to you is, how did this partnership begin? Where is it going, and how we as dentsu feel being within this partnership? So what's our role and what's our function and what's our broader mission here doing incredible things like this?
Connected with Azuki, the Azuki team, and through many discussions, learned that they wanted to nurture and grow their NFT into an IP that entertains their community, but also to a much larger global audience. And for them to do so, the format they wanted to utilize was Japanese animation. And more to say, authentic Japanese animation. So it's not animation that's produced overseas, which they call cowboy animation. It has to be produced in Japan with the original creators. Their ask was for Dentsu to help them put together a blue chip animation production team in Japan to produce original animation built off of their Azuki NFTs, and also to find and seek with the creative team new technology that can communicate to the Web3 community. So that's kind of like where it all started, and that's what they wanted us to be able to provide or services to.
So
That's
Azuki is of course now like an entertainment platform, but it started with Square JPEG, which we call NFT, with random variations of pictures of what we call the side profiles of the Azuki characters. So it's basically just a JPEG image that this whole IP started. So when they reached out and said they want to create anime, so there's the next question. What kind of anime do you want to make? Do you have any story behind this that you want to, create into anime? Or do you have any characters already that has the original stories? And then the answer was no, because it's officially, it's actually just a JPEG image. So Dentsu involved in this anime production as like also producer, who I think together with the Azuki team, we help them to find anime production from very beginning, and also to kind of create the story together, discussing what kind of message or what kind of topic they wanted to include, what was the purpose of their anime, how they want to visually represent their, I think, beliefs, or what Azuki believes in within this anime. So we have been involved in the very first step from this anime production. We, for the episode that we launched this year, we, helped them with deciding names of characters, or what they look like, what kind of story they are, what duration we should, each make episodes, even the script. We also have a character named Norio, named after our Norio.
Oh my!
Yes. So yes,
a policeman.
please
Policeman
watch.
Norio.
Policeman.
Wow.
Yes, please watch on YouTube and find Norio. There's even a credit for that as well.
That's right.
So yes, so we've been
So I'm web.
involved from the very smallest thing, until the output of this anime production.
On that, just one thing that I would like to stress is that, this is not a work from hire from the Azuki team. We are actually have invested in this ourselves using our own money. And so we're not a work, we are actually partners with the Azuki team. So our goal, of course, is the same. We want to make this most entertaining, I would say, anime as much as possible, and therefore we will dive into creating the best stories and the background and the lore for the Azuki world.
I'm just imagining now that there was a whole team and the brainstorm around like how do we insert Norio into this, and then you chose to be a policeman, which is incredibly cool.
No, no. There was a policeman, and Sayo said, "Why don't we name this Norio? Because he's so
No,
wed
I
to,
mean,
you know,
but
he represents authority, suppressing the people, etc., etc." Can you believe
but he looks like Norio
that?
though.
Now we need that picture in our
Yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
podcast because like people need to see that
we need it somewhere
somewhere
here.
here. Yeah, we'll insert that for sure. So let's talk about this. Well, let's say product that we released a couple of months ago together with Azuki. So it's a free episode anime series called Enter the Garden. And I read about the plot a bit. So it's about this rebellious girl who has been always told how to behave, and like now an opportunity presents itself for her to enter a different world without giving too many spoilers, right? So we'll just stop there. So am I right to understand that it is based on NFT characters created and therefore owned by one of the communities on the Azuki platform?
Well,
Yes.
is it? I'll say something and you can challenge that, Sile. But from my understanding, that's not actually correct. Many of the characters, of course, are based on the Azuki NFT characters. However, these characters are actually licensed from their owners to be used in this animation. Okay? And their NFTs are designed in animation form in different styles than the original NFT. However, the anime character deriving from their NFT will belong to the Azuki founding company, Chiru Labs and dentsu. So, um, as you say, of course, they're owned by the NFT owners, own the original NFT, but the anime character itself is actually owned by the founding company, Chiru and dentsu. That's the point of a legal perspective of that.
Yes, okay. So
So
it's
I
kind
didn't
of
want
yes,
to.
but then like technically no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so the original
Yes.
the two main characters are based off of actual NFT picture that's being owned by a particular NFT holder of Azuki, but then the animation character itself is designed based off, but then not exactly, the same NFT. So the character itself doesn't belong to the holder, but the original character that we designed based off of are the property of the Azuki holder.
Right. So with like the system of using the characters, do I understand correctly that it's sort of a casting, right? So we see a variety of characters created within Azuki, and like the holders, the creators would license these guys and would allow these characters to appear in any kinds of content that is being planned out there, and from the other side, we sit there and basically choose which particular characters we pick for which particular plot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And for episode 1, it's not just the character itself that we licensed. So I think Azuki calls this community license. So if you own Azuki IP, the Azuki allows the holder to use their NFTs, their own NFTs, as a commercial use as well. So they're allowed to do business based off their NFT that they hold. So there's a lot of business that the community members, the Azuki holders, do around the world. There's even like a coffee shop. There's even people doing, tea shops using their characters. And then for episode 1, we licensed these business logos within our anime episode. So if you look very closely into the vending machines, there's multiple logos, which is actually a real business logos of Azuki community holders. So that's something a little bit, more fun and engaging for Azuki holders.
That was actually my next question. Like, so it's not just the characters that the community can potentially like feature in the series, but basically anything could be an NFT, right? So a soundtrack, I don't know, like talking broadly about sound design, but the sounds, or I don't know, like an outfit, a product. Like, do we then try to defy and redefine in a way like the traditional approach to product placement within this IP. How does that work in this case then? How wild can we go?
Uh, it I think, you have to, I think we're very careful on that, to be honest with you. Of course, it's always what the director has the final choice, right? So, or he has the final say. And so I don't really think right now, it's something that we are all exploring at this moment, but I don't feel that I would say that we are trying to aggressively pursue that through our anime at this moment. It might be something we do in the future, but right now I think it's more director centric, where we want to make the animation original and more entertaining as possible. Um, but as you said, of course, there's many ways that you can do brand integration with these kind of, I would say, new technology, which will open new revenue streams for everybody. But at this corner, I think we're being a little bit conservative, as it's just the first animation we've done. And so but as you said, I think there are many possibilities down in the future.
Hmm. I feel like not just for Azuki, like a lot of, I mean, most of Japanese anime, aside from Azuki, are, just Norio was talking about, based off of a comic book manga. So we already have a manga which is being, very successful, popular, and we turn these manga into anime. And when we turn these into anime, the most, not the most, but one of the most important things is to make sure that the fans of this manga can enjoy the, I think, anime itself. So it's kind of very important to bring in new fans to this title, but then also make sure that it's enjoyable for the original, manga, original IP lovers. So for Azuki case, I think their goal is to, make this Azuki a bigger IP, known for the people outside of this Web3 crypto, world. So that's one of the reasons why they're challenging themselves to create anime. But I think just with what I was explaining, I think it's important for them to make sure that the original Azuki fans are also enjoying this um, anime that we bring to the world. And when we do it, there's a lot of different ways we can do it, and one of the solutions are this product placement. So I think by trying out different ways to kind of get those people involved, I think it's very nice for, I think, IP itself, to make sure it could be as entertaining for the original fans, and then also for also enjoyable for the other audience. I feel like this is something that maybe other anime might follow in the future, but this is not very easy thing to do. So I think Azuki is doing a very good job of challenging themselves to community license some IPs from other holders.
And I understand it might be too early to talk about the results because we just released it this year, right? This is the first major project with Azuki. But did we actually manage to bring this type of content, or to bring this IP beyond this quite gated community of Azuki fans that are already there? Did we manage to
Uh,
go broader than that?
I don't know if but still, how many 1.5 million views on 8 million on
One
YouTube?
1.8 million views on YouTube.
So that is a very nice number to hear, to be honest with you. And the Azuki community is much smaller than that. So I do believe that it has spilled over into a broader audience. Now, of course, there was a lot of marketing that was involved, using articles and all that. And of course, Geneva helped us out in many ways as well. But yes, I do believe it is reaching a broader audience. And if we release the second and third episode, I do believe it will even grow to appeal to an even broader audience.
In your view, partnerships like this, because this is quite, again, unconventional and bespoke and vastly experimental in a way. So are we still in this massively experimental phase when these things are sort of one of a kind. Or is this, or could this potentially be the future of entertainment? I guess what I mean by that is, this content creation processes when we're giving more power uh, to communities and creators within an IP.
Okay. Well, as Sayo maybe might have mentioned, because of the new surge of digital distribution platforms, right? Content is in demand more and more. It's just that you have so many platforms, everybody needs content to satisfy their audience. The creative producers and the production companies can now freely select who they want to partner with. And that gives them, I would say, the creative side more leverage to maintain and control their own IP. And this trend is expanding on a global basis, I believe. And though the pace of progress differs from each country, Hollywood is way in front, and let's say just for argument's sake, Japan is probably way at the end, at the back of the line. Said this, a compensation formula that fairly reflects the creator's creativity will always be an ongoing issue. But as you just said, I do believe that the trend is there where the creative people will have more power to maintain their IP. And it's just that balance you have to find with the distributors and the business side to make sure that everybody's happy.
Right. Final question. What was your favorite? Like, what was the coolest thing for you while you guys were working at the Suzuki case?
There's too many, but one of the things are working with the legends. I think we haven't announced, but we are currently working with the biggest names of anime industry with a lot of great creative minds. So that so working with them, understanding how they take this new crypto or Web3, uh, how they kind of understand it and how they can convert that to creative output like anime is just fascinating to to be sitting next to them and kind of like going along the journey together as well. And also for myself, uh, I don't think within dentsu there's many chances for you to be able to participate in such a big entertainment production from the very beginning till the end, being involved in every single detail. So it's been a very honorable, few months for me to be able to kind of go along and create something that's, being accepted, enjoyed by the audience.
It's not a
And
few
also
months.
also
You've
working
been
with
working
Norio.
on for. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Forgot.
you've been working on this for almost 2 years now, so it's
Okay,
not.
2 years. It's not a few months. Okay,
Yeah,
few years.
right.
Time flies.
Uh, for myself, I've been in this business for such a long time, but it is always amazing to be able to participate in something that is totally new. I mean, think of us as a marketing company being able to work with these new, I would say, technology and new ideas in creating something that has never been produced in the world. That is something that I am very, very happy to be doing together. And it's very motivating for me as well. So um, if anybody listening to this has given up on motivating yourself, please watch Azuki and remotivate yourself.
This is such a lovely way to wrap things up. Because Noria, I swear, my last question was supposed to be like, okay, what would be your message to everybody at Dentsu? Because as you said at the very beginning, you're wrapping up your journey at Dentsu. That has been fabulous, and working within Dentsu for 42 years. It's outstanding, really, and I mean, it's such a journey. It must have been. But I think this mantra that like people working alongside exciting professionals, alongside amazing projects, creating something so outstanding and so fresh on the market, which has never been seen before in a way. It's quite motivating. And I know I'm quite motivated, so thank you guys for that. And I hope that everybody else will follow the example. Thank you so much.